week. No, wait, that's me.
Let's see the highlight. Nightmare Raid's close, but
Yes,
hey, how's
yes.
it going, everybody? It's me, RDV, and I'm back again with Geek Easy Eric Breen, and well, Jay Lucian decided to, or is it Lucian or Lucian?
Whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want it to be. It's cool.
Jay Lamont? I don't know.
Jay Lamont.
Jay Richmond. Anyway, Jay's back with us. Jay has a nasty habit of showing up when there's a Transformer book coming out. He's like, let me on the screen. Let me on. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, that's how that went down. We'll say that.
Well, I'm just going to say it. At least you're not the other guy buying a Punisher book this week.
Oh.
Someone skipped that one this week. I won't mention who. But...
Someone skipped that, except for the guy who's not here yet. I'll just say that.
Oh, Mr. Audrey Hepburn fan?
Catherine Hepburn.
Catherine
He dresses like her.
Yeah, because Audrey
he doesn't have Audrey's fashion sense.
No, it does not. That's the other guy who likes Bud Light.
Hey! Now you're getting a bunch of people who have Bud Light that can kick your ass now because that's the UFC thing going now. So watch it, because they might just come up and make you say that you like it or something.
Did they ever retract those ads and stuff and apologize?
No, but now they're just getting this big deal with UFC. So now you're gonna have all these big UFC guys going, "Gee, Bud Light." No,
it's Miller or nothing at all.
If I was still drinking, I would have been avoiding Bud Light like crazy, but it's been...
I didn't like regular Bud. So any light beer to me always tasted like this watered beer.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the point of me? I might as well just buy the normal brand, pay the $1 more, and get the better taste.
As someone who has had his share of beers,
you don't know they all taste the same to you because it was all water, right?
Here's my theory on this one.
No, I wasn't in the middle of the point.
I'm sorry. You go right ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just being a dick.
I'm an a-hole. See, but after the first 3 or 4 of them, it doesn't matter anyway because it all tastes the same. So
True.
Why waste your freaking money on the okay, get the first 3 or 4 of them, buy the nice beers, and after that just switch because
Modelo takes about 8 or 9. Modelo's real bitter.
I had my 20s had a high tolerance. Just naturally had a high tolerance, so I'd pound about 12 Miller Lights or whatever.
Dude, that was a warm up for me, man.
I'm just saying I would do that, and I made the mistake of switching over to like liquor. That's when I started to get in the problems. I was like, yeah, I need to go and just
you do the beers. I don't know if you ever saw that drinking contest between Gimli and what's his name in Lord of the Rings. Gimli's flat out, and the other guy's going, I think I feel something. That's me with beer.
Welcome to anybody who's joining us.
I could drink my age. When I quit, I could drink my age in beers. I quit 1 month shy of 30.
In one sitting, yeah.
So no, I had to get them pissed a couple times.
Well, yeah. Just a couple, huh?
Well, you can hold them better when you're 29.
Yeah.
Now, if I get 3 hours of sleep, I'm doing cartwheels in the bathroom. But that's not the point.
And
Bud
the fun
Light
part is
was the best of the mainstream light beers.
Yes.
Then probably Miller Lite. Coors Light was dreadful. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for about
Coors. So my friend had it. I wouldn't. I'd be like, it's a free beer. He's giving me free beer. I'll drink it. It's not like I'm getting that I'm not getting that Mexican beer like Don Quijo's or whatever that is. Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
Yeah.
It took some getting used to, but to your point, Geeky, when I was
a boy,
pretty much drunk 24/7. It was Keystone Light. It was the cheapest, and by that time,
oh boy.
They were not happy when I quit.
Stone.
just to let you guys know, today's the 9th, right? 23 months ago today.
That's good.
So 1 more month and I get to be 2 long dreadfully clear years.
Hey man, let's go ahead and get hammered.
I hit 24 months a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I have to go get drunk.
Each month feels like 24 months when I don't have any.
Hey, my last AA meeting was 6 month mark, and I told the people in the meeting, I go, if you guys are just miserable, why don't you just drink? I was not welcome back.
Yeah. They're
supposed to do. Hey, honesty's the biggest thing with that. They should have. Okay, sorry.
My only AA meetings were the ones when I went to the rehab. I haven't gone to one since I got out. There's no point. I took a friend of mine to some before I quit drinking, and it made me want to go drink because it was just like, it made me just, fuck, I need a drink. And so I went out and had drinks because these guys were just, so I can't go now because I know that I want to go out and drink.
You know, my dad met his second wife in AA. She was wonderful. You know, they're all passed now, so nobody can overhear me unless they're listening. Yeah, Dad did much better for himself the second time around. She was a wonderful woman. But I said, you know, so he found a good group. I apparently did not, and I just said, I don't need this shit. So I never went back to another meeting. Now you can argue whether or not I ever learned how to live sober, they say, but you know,
hey, but you know, some people,
I've never drank again.
It works for some people, and some people it doesn't. You know,
right?
Yeah,
doesn't work for me and you, man.
Yeah, me neither. I stopped going after about 10 months, but I've stayed sober.
Usually it works unless your best friend is Walter White.
Well, I found out that I'm more obsessive compulsive. I mean, I'm an obsessive compulsive addict. But if you can stop the one, that stops the other.
Well, if you can stop at one, you aren't an addict.
No. Stop the one, not at one. Stop the one. It automatically stops the other. Because I said, as long as I don't feed that obsession, I'm okay. The addict part can't kick in.
Artie, you didn't know he's going to be hosting an AA meeting tonight.
I'm just saying, it's like you might as well kick one and go for the other. You go for Pringles, right?
No, I haven't had a Pringle. And my Pringleiety is as long as Geek Easy's sobriety.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, if I had to kick one thing, you switch it for something else. And Pringles is probably better than, drugs,
now,
let's say.
Yeah.
Now, it depends. If you're eating like tons and tons of boxes, stuffed.
I had to give up Depends, too. That was sorry.
Probably didn't eat them as much once you quit drinking.
Yeah, well, I just didn't feel like the need to eat them anymore.
I don't know.
Bad attempt at humor there.
The quickest thing can make me quit drinking is that I only had one bathroom in the house and living with other people. So the point, by the time I get to the bathroom, I'm about to go in my shorts.
That's what.
Yeah. See, that's why you need a balcony, man. Just step outside of the balcony and just go right off the balcony. Not that I ever did that.
I'm too sophisticated for that, okay? I don't need no freaking balcony.
Has anybody noticed that we've been talking about
8 minutes
drinking, and not one person has asked us to get started on the new books. So take that, Fabian Nacisa. Nobody cares about your new comics industry.
They'd rather sit here and listen to a bunch of drunks complain about drinking than listen to the new shit.
It's gonna be more entertaining than most of the books we review.
Hey, but they're really waiting to get to the new Green Lantern. I got a Stiffy book.
I don't know. Fabian Mesteza was talking about the Marvels, and I said so he was quoting somebody else, and I just replied back. It's almost like it was written by people who are afraid to read Marvel before 2015 because they might be offended. And they think that this current Marvel age is the best, and he's like, you have no proof of that. I'm thinking like, I didn't have to say anything else further than that because I already got him because
he is so terrified.
And you didn't have the whole lynch mob coming after you, man. I'm surprised.
I don't know. I haven't checked my alerts yet.
He is so terrified of the Whisper Network and the Twitter mobs that there's no. Well, maybe if he believes what he says, then he's not nearly as smart as I always gave him credit for. This man's written a lot of really great comic books. He's not lately because he's.
But Breen, he's no Tim Sheridan. I didn't get called a bigot, and I didn't get blocked.
Maybe he's a drinker.
Well, maybe he just hasn't gotten around to it yet.
He's saying his writing takes him that long to block me.
He's got other people to do first.
But he has absolutely no tolerance for anybody that doesn't agree with him. And he's very dismissive of anybody that disagrees with him. That's not engaging. He just sits there and does little snarky mean girl shit.
Imagine being scared of El Simone and Kelly Sue DeConnick. Can you imagine like being like daily in fear of those people? That's no way to live.
Oh, Gail Simone found that out when she defended Ms. Marvel's second costume, and Kelly Sue DeConnick had to remind her of her place in the pecking order. And they took over the industry together, remember?
Yep.
I've seen the pictures.
They will eat your own, man. They will eat their own.
Like I said, I don't really engage in a lot of Twitter stuff like that. Like I said, I just did out of jest because I was curious to see how he'd react, because I'm looking at this guy and like I'm looking at some of his tweets. Like, yeah, some of the stuff he's reposting is stuff that I don't politically agree with, but I don't really follow him. So I was just curious because
he's nasty.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's nasty. That's unfortunate. But
yeah, so I'm expecting a block sometime soon. But you know what? I really don't care because I don't follow him. I was looking to see who was following him, and it was actually Perch was following him. Perch is probably just following him for content. That's all. That's what I can think of.
Perch probably gets along with him. Yeah, good for him. He's got an ability to get along with people that others do.
Wait. So they both hate Arby's. That's how they get along.
No, I don't know. I mean, I said that's something. He's very good at that. He's a very good Switzerland. But the thing is, I don't have to be. I don't have 40-something thousand subscriber YouTube channel where I might want to interview him someday.
I almost wonder if the reason he didn't block me or show me out is because maybe he partially agrees, but he can't say it because he has a book come out.
He knew who you were. He remembered who you were. That's something, You obviously made an impact at some point earlier in the conversation.
I know.
He remember about 4 years ago, he did a project. He and the artist, you and I engaged with both of them, and it was very positive. It was like several years ago. I don't remember what it was. It was a mini series they were doing for Marvel. It ended up being crap, but we were hoping it wasn't going to be. It might have been the Juggernaut.
Oh,
it was Fabian DeCisa and Ron Garney, and I remember I've always been a Ron Garney fan. And we positively interacted with both of them briefly.
That's all I got.
Again, but we were agreeing with him. We got good Fabian.
Right. All right. So hello to Jim Sorensen. Hello to Undid Quinn. Maranya. Hello to Ash 1138. We look forward to seeing your twin brother, Ash, on comics pop in here. I think that's about it. Anybody else who might be popping in? Yeah, but let's look at some books now. And don't worry, some of my books are probably better than what Zach's reading tonight. And we'll just do this.
The ingredients of your incontinence medicine is probably better than some of the books Zach was reading.
I don't take meds.
But if you did,
I'd be loving Marvel. All right, what I got here? I think I got about 9 books.
It's not
bad.
9.
So before I get to my number 9 book, I'm going to show you off the facsimile that came out this week. For those who don't already have it, I thought this was actually pretty cool. The funny part, it's labeled $6.99, but I guess you look anywhere else, I guess it's $9. I'm so confused by that. I was looking online. Slits were saying it's $9, but it's only for $7.
Yeah.
It's the first appearance of the Justice Society of America. And I gotta say, I love it. It has all the ads. And it actually has Alan Scott actually having a wife. And
he didn't have the wife yet, I don't think. That came later.
But
apocryphal.
This is why I got it. Look at that awesome Golden Age Hawkman.
You know what? I gotta tell you, Vegman, when I saw that on the shelf, my first instinct said, something's wrong with the cover. Because ever since Graphic Man made that,
I know it.
Every time I see it, I go, wait a minute, what's wrong? Wait a minute.
Well, my other problem is that we get to see Jay Garrick in here, but he's not pantsing anybody. That's the other thing. So they highly censored my boy here, in his own comics with Hawkman. Was it Flash Comics? He every time he comes across a teals or anybody, he basically steals their clothes, leaves them on top of a water tower. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Wouldn't the Jay Garrick be doing that now? Just hey, take your pants off.
No, Jay Garrick doesn't. No, that'd be Alan Scott now.
Alan Scott, yeah, sorry.
But I gotta say, I said I've never read this before. It was a good chance to read all this. I said includes the ads. If I drop all DC, this is the only stuff I'd be buying is reprints of these facsimiles. And look, it's a winter issue.
But did you read the page at the end where they were going to go to bi-monthly?
Yeah,
So 2 months instead of 3.
I like both types of months, man.
Yeah,
I like both types of months.
It says quarterly and bi-monthly.
Well, they were going from quarterly to bi-monthly.
Yeah, no. It just really weirds me out when I see Alan Scott using his ring on men now. Now I'm wondering. But anyway, don't let Tim Sheridan's crappy books and crappy opinions deter you from reading the good stuff. See, unlike most people, turn today buying books, we're not afraid to go back and read the better stuff.
Remember, that's Meyer Greenblatt, Jambo Comics, Captain Strangelove, Graphic Man, me, Gratu Orloff, Dr. Silver Age, and Charlton 66.
You're Hoffman, that's right, yeah.
And I've got the Jam logo in the middle there. That's
Jam Master J.
You've also got the build and the wings, right?
Not in 2023, brother.
Number 9 for this week is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. And like I said, this is the only cover they had left. Once again, that's the problem with this. You're going to have someone posing as the character. Don't get a boy to do it. Get a woman.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Tanya? Was it Tanya Roberts?
I don't know.
Can't they get pictures of her?
Yeah, she was.
I don't know, but you see this on here, like that's supposed to be the model, and then you look at how she's supposed to be drawn in the inside. Like seriously, they're going for it. They might as well get the girl from My Name Is Earl.
Well,
Presley.
Then go have a chat with the editor and packager of that book. Then, if you have a problem,
I will. If he ever shows his face on the channel again, I've been trying to, but he won't answer.
Gee, I wonder why.
So,
thank you, Maranya. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Is he putting each book into a box? He's personally packaging every single book? That's I don't know.
I need to ask him what packaging means in comic book parlance, because I've never heard that used like that.
Yeah, I know. That's just kind of weird for me. All right, my number 8 of the week is it's Scorch. Got the Walking Dead variant. I gotta say, this book is actually getting better. It's a different writer. First of all, it's not Sean Lewis. This issue is John Layman with Todd McFarlane doing some additional script. Steven Segovia is still doing the art.
Another sweetheart.
Yeah.
John Layman used to make a cottage industry of attacking people like you, me, Ash.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, the mighty Layman.
I don't know, but he's running this issue. He's also got I think he's got the next 2 are Todd McFarlane by himself, because they're obviously focusing on She-Spawn. And Todd's gonna be doing some of the art as well. This actually was a better story. We got to see the first time, I guess maybe because it's John. He wrote Spawn not being a dick, actually being a just person here. Something that I guess that SJW is just. I don't know. You're saying he's an SJW writer? Apparently,
no, he's not. He's just an SJW. And he's not allergic to decent writing.
I was gonna say
he's just allergic to being a decent person. But it seems like he's. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard a peep out of him in years. So maybe he's figured that out.
Maybe he realized that he needs money. He needs to shut the fuck up.
That's
so. At the end of the last issue, we saw basically she Spawn emerged. We thought she was dead, but turns out the goddess Gaia basically started influencing her, taking over, gave her power. So basically, in this issue, Spawn basically realized that she's being possessed, challenged her to use her newfound power on him to the point where she depletes it and she brings back her senses. And basically, it ends with her basically just wanting to spend time with her daughter, realizing that in this life she'll never get this interact with her daughter at all. Daughter can't know that she's alive. It's kind of like Spawn was his wife in the movie. Remember that? I don't know how much that was with the comic books, but even this, it's like it's kind of heart wrenching. But right, and my number 7 for the week is Army of Darkness Forever. This is like I said, this is an interesting concept we're doing here. We're doing the Jason Aaron's Gore the God Butcher, except that they're not all three counterparts are meeting each other. It takes place in the past, just like the Army of Darkness, and then it takes place in the present, and then the far future. Which I believe, and we get to see it. So basically, like I said, it's if you're into that kind of story, I personally never could get into the movies where it's like, all right, we keep jumping back and forth. I personally like having it in one stop, but at least they tell you though when they jump. It's basically Bad Ash. It was being revived and wants to go into the present, where 1993, where the original movie, the normal ending, ended, where the good Ash ends up in the far future, and somehow they're gonna have to get back together. So now this is Justin Greenwood's art. It's not my first choice for an Ash versus Evil Dead or Army of Darkness book, but I gotta say it's better than some of the ones we've had in the past. And then I gotta say this. It's just funny. When I was flipping through this is probably the most funniest thing I've ever seen. 2 Red Sonja books. The one on the left is shit art. The one on the right is good art with a good storytelling. I guess it fits. That one on the left is savagely bad.
Why is it bad?
It's you got they're advertising Frank Cho and Gary Frank covers, but the interior art is a artist. It just sucks. It is horrendously. It looks like Riley Rossmo.
That's what I was about to ask. Is it Riley Rossmo bad?
it's
like
close.
The low bar for our group.
It's close. It's close still. Dan Panosian is the writer, who's actually the artist, and his story is at the best is just mid. The artist was drawing another at Red Sonja came across this couple, and the woman looked just like Red Sonja. And it was at the point where it's like, which one's Red Sonja? I couldn't tell because they both were hardly wearing any clothing. And so I don't know. Like I said, I've just been enjoying the Torun Grunbeck. She's the one who took over for Johnny Cates on Thor, and her and Walter Giovanni have been writing the Red Sonja. It's been a while since I've read a Red Sonja book, probably since the 2005 series that Giovanni was drawing back in the day. So. All right. Number 6 for the week. Scarlet Culture. Interesting series. I think there's only one more issue after this and it wraps up. I'm not sure.
One more.
And we always talk about this, wow, that guy's quoting it. He says it for everything. Well, Ed Brubaker says that normally.
Is that the same girl from the Sheena cover?
No. Different. It's a different girl. I know, right? You're like, is it?
No, that's.
But it's not. No.
Okay.
I was looking up the. It's funny because I was actually looking up the cover girl as far as see if she's done anything else, and I guess she's only done this, and then she did the original cover cosplay covers for the original one back in 2011, the first volume of this.
Was this right after the operation?
What, yours or hers?
Hers. Mine, I got that back in 2000. Mine was 2015.
No. But this is the art from this is the writer and the artist. Anybody's wondering who the cosmic actress is or cover model? It's Jordan Gwen Colton. No, and she's a liberal. I looked it up. Instagram is far left, but what do you expect?
Most of them are.
But on it, so basically, it's from the story here is that her mother's been kidnapped by the bad guys, and she has to form a plan to try not only take down the bad guys, but also get her mother out. While also ends up learning a secret about her mother that she didn't know. Very, very much like a TV series as far as a spy thriller. The art's a little cartoonish for me, like I said. I would rather have, more realistic art, but the story is pretty good. So, Breen, I hope you got this week.
Okay. Yeah, that's one major problem with that book.
That it's ending?
No. That is the most unnecessary, for lack of a better term, splash page, since we don't have those anymore. But taking up an entire page to have her talking on the phone.
I know, right?
That's just weak. That's not laying out your story well enough that you got to end up doing that.
Yeah, this thing, the whole thing.
No, where the whole page is just her talking on the phone.
Trying to find that page.
You showed it.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, that is the if you're gonna put if one panel's gonna take up a page, it needs to be dynamic. That's not dynamic.
Right.
That's something you'd see in a Mariko Tamaki food court scene.
I'm just saying, maybe, like I said, maybe if the art wasn't cartoonish, it'd be more realistic.
No, I don't care what
in nothing.
Yeah. If she's not like getting out of the shower and a towel falling off, no, seriously. I said that's a pointless.
So you're saying this would work better if she's in a towel and it's barely covering her assets.
I was being glib there, but a full a full splash page has to be dynamic. That is not dynamic. Thank you, Ash. And look,
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't catch up on that. I was fine with the story. But,
I think Jim Lee on the beginning of the All-Star Batman and Robin with what's her name in her underwear.
Yeah,
Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
As soon as I mentioned something about not a bad comic book, something bad in a comic, Zach shows up.
Number one. I timed that perfectly.
I know. I don't want to be punished back.
Zach, are you and Fabian having drinks later?
No, he has not responded to me at all. So
see, now I have to go look at that. When it's my turn, or your turn, you guys are doing your stuff. I'm going to be looking at the tweets.
He has not responded to me, and I'm just like, I'm not simping for the guy. He did create one of my favorite super teams, but if he's being a dick, then by all means, lay waste to him.
Well, Jay also replied to him too as well.
Being a dick now.
Jay had responded to him, and I don't know if he responded to you, Jay.
Nope.
No. It's when you come at them with logic, they either they double down and block you, right away.
I wanted to go find what was it was Variety, I think, that did that whole thing about the MCU not doing well nowadays. There was like I think there was an article in Variety magazine about it that I wanted to. Why does Ash have dual personality disorder tonight?
He does that all the time.
He's like Two-Face.
They do that all the time.
You guys didn't know this, but that's the AA meeting watching us.
Oh yeah, Zach's on the down low. He doesn't know about that. Zach, you're not part of our cool We Got Sober club.
Oh, that's okay. You know all what? Right. I don't need to be because I voted today. There we go. You. That's right.
Yeah, all right.
All R's, no D's.
Wasn't the election yesterday?
No, here actually it's early voting here in Louisiana. Our election day isn't until next. When is our election day? I think it's next week.
Next week's where we're gonna get to see the next book from Vince.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
What's that? Is that the back room for you? Oh, that's sorry. Nah. Number 5 this week. Actually, this is getting a little better. for those who aren't reading this, I mean, so we might have dropped out the first book. She's basically getting revenge on the people who ordered her a hit on her family. And this she confronts the Wonder Woman type, and then the other girl who's like a Miss America, old school Golden Age kind of character. And she confronts them, and the one basically she ends up letting one of the girls go, the Wonder Woman type, because she actually has honor and she actually voted no. The other one did not vote no, and the Wonder Woman Wonder Woman basically stands up for her and says, she's an idiot. It's like, it's like don't hold it personally against her. And basically, see here. So because she said, like, I didn't do anything wrong to you, so you to murder me would be out of character for you. You're going around people who actually did, responsible, who actually are the murderers, are the villains. And it's funny because so the one girl is like, yeah, you go away, you leave us alone, and then she's like, you dumb bitch, just snaps her finger and rips her finger off, throws it into the sink and let it basically incinerate, or what it's called, the
garbage disposal.
Well, whatever it does, I guess disposes. Yeah, I guess you'd say that word term.
It's garbage disposal. It just grinds stuff up.
Yeah.
Isn't that how Jax killed somebody on Sons of Anarchy?
Might have been. So the other thing here, and this is where like, I'm seeing a pattern with Michael J. Straczynski in here. She returns home, and she's going to the port. She's going back to her land, basically. She's like, I'm done with humanity. Humanity is pretty much, I can't stomach it anymore. And we found out the woman who operates a portal is her lover.
Dun, dun,
and they're destined to be apart. I'm like, oh, jeez. It's okay, whatever. It's if anything, it's making fun. To me personally, I look at it this way: it's making fun of the trope that Amazons are lesbians.
Are the Amazons already lesbians?
Or it's 2023, and 80% of the women in comics are lesbians, so he's just adding to it.
Part of the course.
I can't wait for someone to start drawing and writing Amazons the way they really were, because they actually cut one of the breasts off so they could.
They did.
They need to start drawing them correctly and go historically.
Well,
accurate.
actually, they were doing that, and that was in the Why the Last Man.
Did they really?
Yeah, the Amazonian group in there that his sister joins, they cut off their tits. They're one boob, as a support thing.
Yeah.
So they had gender affirming care and that. That's cool.
Well, no, they were still women, but it was to be better at archery.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that explains Kate Bishop.
Yes.
All right. My number 4.
Oh, wait a second. Bangman, take a break so Applezak can defend his girl, Kate Bishop.
I'm just defending Kate Bishop.
Actually, I do like Kate Bishop when she's written correctly, just like Miss Marvel was written correctly too. When she's written sometimes in the show. Any character, bad character can be a good character.
I was just talking about her being flat chested.
Oh, flat chested.
In archery, that was playing into.
All women are flat chested.
In Marvel.
In DC too, and in real life. Because what is a woman? A guy, right? I identify as a butch lesbian, so you must respect me. All right,
why you're wearing flannel?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing
we were deciding what to do with the stream tonight, so we decided to put a chick in it, make her lame and gay.
Like flannel on a hat. That's kind of lesbian.
It better be a chicken, and it better be gay lame.
They're already at number 5 on that.
Yep. Yeah. Very, very fun series. This is number 5. This is my number 4 for the week. Really loving this series, man. The series, though, there's one thing. As Mark was doing perfectly, is making me hate Freddie Freeman even more than I already hated to begin with.
Why'd you hate the disabled kid?
Because
I don't hate you, Zach.
That's why you hate it.
The Dodgers offered him more money. What was he supposed to do?
Zach, I don't hate you. Just because you like Punisher. Just because you like non-Punisher.
That doesn't make me disabled.
A little bit.
It's called extra able.
Who let Jay on here? I don't need another voice against me. I had 3 already. Who let Jay in here?
It's Transformers week.
Good taste.
It is
Good taste. Let him in, Zach.
It is Transformers.
So, one of the things I've been liking this. He's been following this. Mark Waid's been doing with it's the Marvel family. So with the other Marvel family members not having powers, accesses, except for Mary Marvel, Billy was basically about to die in space because he is freezing to death and on air. Mary shows up, has no idea what's going on. Billy almost dies, finding a loophole because Billy can't say the word Shazam. So she says Shazam and uses the powers. I forget it was Athena or whatever, to dodge the lightning bolt. So it hits Billy, turns him back into Shazam, right?
Why can't he say the word anymore?
Because of legality.
He was dead technically. Like he was.
Oh, you mean like? Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about Captain Marvel.
No. You said he couldn't say the word anymore.
Well, yeah, because I told you in the very beginning, he was floating in space, about to die.
Yeah, he was frozen in space.
He was going Quill in Guardians 3.
Or that little kid with glasses from the Magic School Bus.
Arnold?
Yeah! Arnold! Yes, I'm not alone! I thought for sure I was going to get a joke. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the... And thank you for lurking, Ash. And I mean that in context, like in here as streaming.
Oh, wow. Ash is referring to himself as more than one person now.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you
been? That's what I said.
No, but he usually just pretends to be different people. Now he's amalgamated himself.
He's full on Two-Face.
I'm loving this book. I'm loving it. It's going great. And then it's like, oh my gosh, why? And just quick turn of page.
Actually, Doug Banky's art does look pretty good.
I think I'd rather see another Alan Scott preview than Jason Aaron coming to DC.
Well, your luck. Here's Alan Scott right here. He found a nice wood to swallow.
I mean, I said, are you fucking kidding me, DC? Like I said, just when you think they've run out of ways to shoot themselves in the foot, they find another clip.
Well, that's the thing. If you're speaking of, you're talking about DC stuff. Mark Miller was throwing out ideas how to do this, and everybody said you're not addressing the problem. The problem is that you still have these people here that are being hired, and there's so much that's been done to this company. Just throwing names and titles, big names, it's going to draw attention. No, you have to address the problem that they have to go back before New 52 and in 2009 and just stay the course.
Yep, 100%.
Well, yeah, they're right about one thing. Jason Aaron is a big name. You know who else was a big name when they hired him?
Bendis.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah,
and that worked out so well.
Honestly, like I said, it's just zany humor. If you like Captain Marvel, or the movies, it's very on par with the humor from the movies. Billy has to stop the moon from basically spinning, so he basically uses his like Superman would. He grabs onto it and holds onto it so it slows down to a spot, so stop. I thought that was kind of funny.
Was there a nuclear man up on the moon at the same time?
I don't know. I don't know, but when did Static Shock get race swapped? He's gender swapped now, right?
No, but again, it's the fear. It's fear of the black man. So they make him very effeminate, very non-threatening because it's YA novel.
I mean, look at that pose.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, is there even a 1% chance that version of him is straight?
I don't think there's a 1% chance anyone in that panel is straight. There's like the two people behind him.
At least the book ended with something actually really cool, other than Freddy betraying him at the end. Spoiler. But Justice League versus King Kong and Godzilla. I love the ad. I just love it.
It's going on for more than 3 issues. I think it goes on for at least 5 or 6. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I really got to pick.
Calm down there, son.
But then, psych. The last page is Jason Aaron shit. And whoever this Riddler thing is.
You know what his secret in the dark is?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you'll find out. And it's going to be something to do with wood and a Green Lantern.
That's all I gotta say. Now, what was better than that was Superman 78, first issue of Volume 2. I actually really enjoyed this. The art's slightly better than the first volume.
I couldn't get mine because DC. There's a problem mailing with DC into Dallas Fort Worth this week, so I will not get mine until next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that sucks.
Go ahead. Don't worry about spoilers.
I'll just say this: it's classic. Lois gets into trouble. She's spying on these people who are doing a secret backhands military deal, and Lois gets in trouble. Superman has to save her. And then she goes to Perry White. I need to expose. He's like, well, you don't have any proof because he destroyed her. They destroyed her tape recorder, which had the cassette in it. It's the 70s.
And there's also the throwback to the orange juice, no pulp thing.
Oh, they did. Oh, good.
Yes, yeah. Just a little line in it.
Yeah. Other than the stupid repeating ads with Joker and manga, whatever that is.
Yeah, the manga Joker where he races the Batman, Batman.
I swear this is like twice in every book.
They're trying to get the manga readers.
That reminds me, Zach, how was Cena Grace's Superman?
I didn't read it.
No, I just assumed. My bad.
What does Cena Grace write with Superman?
I'll just say that the villain in here is someone you've seen before. It's a new interpretation. So I'll say that for you.
I already know who it is if you want to tell everybody.
Oh, you already know?
Yeah,
okay.
I already know. Metallo.
So it's a new interpretation of Mentallo.
I liked that. I was when I saw that, I was like, "Holy cow, this is going to be interesting."
And he's Russian.
Russian Metallo.
That's a good idea.
Because that's not the way that I saw it going when I saw that at the very beginning of the book. I thought they were going to be doing something completely different. So I liked the way they came up with that at the end.
So everybody knows that I was wrong on Tuesdays. That means that we're thinking about it. It's like, well, what if it's like Nuclear Man?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was brought up.
Because the guy's like, oh, when he crash lands on Earth, so his kryptonite crash land in Russia. I'm thinking like they're gonna build their own Superman. And it's gonna be like Nuclear Man. But makes sense because if the kryptonite crash, they're gonna build a power suit off it before Lex Luthor even thinks to do it. So they have the first power suit.
Now I have a question. Someone told me that Nuclear Man is now canon in universe. Is that true?
Oh, he was in Pre-52, I think he was.
Was he really?
Or is it the Elseworlds? Might have been Elseworlds.
Joe was telling me that he was in the comics and now it's canon.
He was in the comics, but I mean everything is not really canon anymore because Pre-52 erased a lot of that stuff, and a lot of stuff hasn't come back. So I don't know when he was introduced. I mean, I remember that there was a comic that he had him in there. Might have been a movie adaptation for all I know.
Yeah, there was a Superman 4 movie adaptation.
But number 2 this week. If you're not into Marvel DC, this is the only indie book that you should be picking up this week. I'd say because it's the most fun.
Wait. The only indie you should be picking up this week.
I'm just saying this is I would recommend this, even though I do like another book, but I'll say this because the reason I say this because there's a lot more people who like westerns that are around Breen's age than there are the people who like my number 1 pick. Enfield Gang number 4. It is just fun. Chris Condon, who basically is a mini Brubaker in training, and then we have Jacob Phillips, the son of Sean Phillips, who, as we've been quoted on here, is that.
Who's making that noise?
Me, is it? Oh, he's probably bagging.
No, I was just straightening something.
You can't straighten Zach.
Poor Zach.
Damn, man.
He's getting a sack of apples ready to throw at you.
Oh, I thought about going to get the apples from my fridge. I've got like 6 or 7 of them in there. And I was going to take a bite of one each time I said something that you all laughed at.
If you really want to clap back at us, just to fill your refrigerator with nothing but apples, take a photo and send it to us.
I'd like to take a break from making fun of Zach to say hello to Gratu.
Hey, Gratu.
Now let's all make fun of Zach some more.
Like I said, the art is just awesome in this. There are some more deaths in here. The rain in here. I love the rain, and I love this. It's just always the thing. Guy thinks he's gonna escape. He's gonna do it, and he gets shot. It's a trope that's been done in several movies, and I love it every single time. It is just
Man, can you believe that? Can you believe the last page when Nemesis shows up?
I know, right? That was hilarious.
Wait a second, Zach, are you reading this?
Yeah, I'm reading it. My shop isn't ordering the.
So you're basically getting.
Zach's
yo
reading
ho, yo ho.
For me, it's madness. We get those a week late.
I do like those ads though. The way
God.
they put the credits into the Western ads, that's actually pretty cool.
Yes. Just, I mean, yeah, and in the back here was just awesome. Like I said, I've been getting more into like couple comics like Batlash and stuff of that. Just the old westerns. I love it. So when I see this is just as awesome as reading what's his name? It's
Jonah Hex.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I can't. I was thinking, oh, hello, Josie Wheels. Can't think of what I was like, which is equally cool. Watch that movie.
You know what I'm like? This book is getting just slurped on across the board. So I mean, this guy, Chris Condon, is that his name?
Chris Condon, yeah, or Condon.
He is. We always talk about how good Sean's kid is at this stage of his career.
Chris is great.
How about talk about how good of a writer he is? I'd say he's in Brubaker at that stage territory.
The fact he's also adapting a story that's actually a true story.
Like I said, I mean, I'm retroactively kicking myself for quitting that Texas Blood because I was one of those when I was just quitting. When I was periodically quitting everything. Mm-hmm. Now I need to go back and get all those.
So my number one book of the week. This isn't a new book. Zach already knows what it is. The reason this is better than the other one because this is more a nostalgia trip for me. This is for me when I was watching as a young little Venkman when I was probably like 5 years old or even 6 back from anywhere from 1990 to 1992. I'd watched. My brother had recorded a lot of these off my cable. And we're on VHSs. For those who don't know what VHS is, go fuck yourself. Because those are awesome. Darn youths.
VHS, isn't that like Venkman's Headspace or something?
You're starting to sound more and more like the Schmitty from New Girl every time I see you.
You know what? I've seen New Girl. I'll take that as a compliment.
Wait a second.
He is the New Girl. So
what?
Oh.
There are no likable characters on New Girl.
That's not true.
No, it is true. They're just degrees of unlikability.
Nick Miller's awesome. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Nick Miller is actually.
I love Winston.
Schmitty. Coach is likable, but he's only in there for like 2 or 3 episodes.
I'm glad they replaced Coach because I can't stand Wayne brothers.
He was he the one in the G.I. Joe movie?
Really? I would have thought if anybody had said they didn't like the Wayne brothers,
That's way correct.
Go down. It's okay. We're gonna save you for
all right. So go leading back into this book. Transformers, issue number 2. This is taking my childhood. Not only that, but it's also just adding the point where it's like, literally, the opening page. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's great. Crunch.
Oh God! That first panel or that first page.
The very first page, he's like, "Oh shit! I stepped on a deer."
Sure. Daniel Warren Johnson has no chill, man.
Oh wow, it's Bambi versus Godzilla part 2.
Yes.
So then, not only this, and then the reason why I read the Batman series, the Batman Adventures Continue, because I get to read Kevin Conroy's voice. I'm reading this in I believe Peter Cullen's voice, yes. And man, just reading this, you hear his voice. Him talking with Spike, like, what's a family? It's like, he's like, what's a mom and dad? He's like, oh, you don't have a mom and a dad? And we get, it is confirmed that he had, his brother Jimmy mentioned, like we suspected, his older brother was Jimmy. And while they're talking, we get to hear the story of Cybertron, the war that's going on there and everything. And just to see the two bonding,
Well, an interesting point too is like they said that he had a fight with Megatron as they were entering Earth's atmosphere.
Yes.
Is Megatron on Earth or is he on the moon? I mean,
he's on the ship. He was laying there next to him when they were getting revived.
Really? I missed that in the first
Starscream said we're not reviving him.
Oh, yeah. I missed that part in the first issue. Wow.
And while we get to see Cliffjumper, one of the first newly renewed guys, basically brought back to active status. He's talking to Optimus, and then he's like, "Oh, what the hell is that shit?" It's like Zach going down to Waffle House, and then it's like, "Oh my gosh,
yo, Waffle House is the bomb."
And wow,
I love Waffle House.
It's better when you're drunk, but
yeah. And anyway,
it's better after 3 a.m.
If you were a Transformer fan, you're like, Optimus got this semi pulls behind him. What's the semi for? Well, that's basically opened up into a nice little mini laboratory, and they're basically restoring some people, some with a little energon they can to basically to revive them. And Optimus, this kid, I love it. He's just like those who watched Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands. He's like, put your hands down. Like in an interview, he's like, put them down. That's Optimus Prime because he keeps wanting to use his freaking Prime Spark to revive your.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And Ratchet's is like,
tell him no.
Ratchet's like, what the hell's your problem? I told you 3 times now. You can't do that. You'll kill yourself. I just love this. And then of course the Decepticons are attacking. They already attacked the quarry over here. And well, here comes another one.
I can hear the 80s heavy metal music right there with Thundercracker coming down Skyward.
And they start,
that's some of the best music there is, man. 80s metal.
Absolutely.
I might be a little biased having grown up listening.
So as they're going, we get to see, there's a scene here, these pilots, and I'm like, who's in the back? Who's in the back? It looks familiar.
Yeah, I called that, Zach.
I love the art on this, and so their plane ends up getting blown out of the sky. As we get a little dog fight here, which is really awesome. I love this. And
that panel coming up is so awesome. Look at the way Daniel Warren Johnson wrote the splat. That is so perfect
with the blood.
Yeah.
And then we see here a guy ejects. Well, another guy ejects. Like, who's this? His wings pop out. And you're like, what the heck? And then he shoots him in the face. And then we see it's
with the flare gun. That's so cool.
Yes.
That was bad. That's a badass intro.
So if you were not excited to read the miniseries with Duke coming up, it ties into this.
Totally. I can't wait. I've already got mine on reserve.
Oh my gosh. As I was like, I really don't care for Duke in the miniseries, but now it's Duke versus Transformers.
Yeah, and it's the way that they're tying in everything with the Energon universe. It's just they're knocking it out of the park so far.
Whenever I think of Duke, I think of that guy from Predator.
Just a fantastic book.
Yeah.
The art on this is awesome. You get the Predator drone, basically serving the girl. In the previous issue, Starscream had crushed one of the Spike's dad's friends at the thing. Mm-hmm. I don't get what his connection to the story was till you find out that
it's Carly's dad.
Yeah, it's Carly's dad. And like I said, it's just awesome. And whenever they transform, I hear that noise in my head too. The music,
actually, he wrote it. DWJ wrote it out, and when Starscream was transforming in one of the panels, he did the talk.
Yeah. It's like, what the heck? Yeah, you're here in the panel. He's here. There. It goes.
Yeah.
As he transforms, you're like, what the hell? Yeah. So just a fantastic book. This is going for what? How many? What's the price per issue? $3.99 per issue.
$3.99.
If you are sick of DC raising their prices, Marvel having bad books, Daniel Warren Johnson was never really my go-to writer. Skip and Tosh, our friend Curtis, was always saying like, "Dude, this guy's awesome. His art's sick. You should check this out." I'm like, "All right." Red Murder Falcon, phenomenal book. Very, very guy knows how to just
complete back.
Pull on your heartstrings, and but also make you laugh too, and just happy and cry, without being an SJW.
Well, another great thing about the Energon universe, when the other books get going, there will be one every week of each month, and I am so pumped for that. Look forward to something every week. That's a rarity for me.
But like I said, this is Invincible level. Like he walks in, oh, it's so neat, everything's so bright color. Like he's like, we're on Cybertron, everything's all metal, and then he's like, crunch. Like I said, just stepping on the deer. But then his reaction is like, oh shit. And he's basically like, I'm so sorry, And Daniel Warren Johnson writes the back of it. He's like, his question is like, well, how do you write this? Because how did you get into drawing the car stock? He's like, I used to work with Donny Cates on another book, drawing cars, vehicles. I got good at it. But he said like, it's such a challenge because Optimus Prime does not have any facial expressions. So it's
I like that too. Yeah.
So that first panel, him showing how he shows remorse without using facial expression, him just cradling the deer and stuff. The whole entire time, he's sitting there holding the deer while he's talking to Spike. I'm thinking like, if our Spike is like, well, we're gonna keep that. I'm gonna eat that.
Yeah.
Can I make an observation real quick?
As long as you're not Carly getting upset.
When you were doing number 2, if you don't like Marvel and DC, then this is the only indie book you should get. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Here's my number 1. Also an indie book.
That's what I was saying. When he was talking about that, I was like, really?
And did you miss the point where I said the other one? I said the reason why this is number 1, because this is more silly. This isn't like your Enfield Gang, which is a Western. It's more to the older readers.
But why? Okay, but if you're watching this and you're not an older reader,
then this would be your number 1 book.
He's not old.
Of course, there's also the fact that I'd stopped listening to you long before then.
So,
as I said,
47. I'm not old. Is what you're saying.
I'm just saying, there's 2 types of readers. There's readers who like the original Silver Age, older stuff. They will not. They're Westerns. They will not get into Transformers no matter what.
And you know what else?
That's Breen.
There are 2 types of people: weasels and weasel slappers. You know what that's from?
Something before my time.
That's what the Road Warrior said. There's 2 kinds of people.
Before my time.
Oh, like you haven't gone back and seen highlights of them.
I did when they had they rang the 10 bells. Ding ding.
Tell you what though, that the shoulder pad woman is hot. I met her in person. Zahn from Farscape.
All right.
He's talking about the movie. We're talking about the wrestlers.
All right. So which one of you gentlemen wants to go next?
I think we should go with Zach next because we can already see his pretty face up there.
All right.
I'm not saying it. I'm being shoved into the spotlight. Hang on.
Well, you are getting shoved willingly in one spot.
All right. Wait, what? Okay. I got a lot. I actually didn't. So I've got some books last week at the bookstore that I realized I did not show off here. And then it was also, there was some new manga that came out this week. So I have a very large selection of books. I didn't even organize my books in terms of what I like the most to what I like the least. But okay, we'll start off with this one. This is at the top of the stack. This is God's issue number 2 from Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti. I'm very sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. This is the only way it makes sense. But... It's the only way it makes sense the way it's spelled. Maybe it's Skitey. I don't know. Very interesting, kind of wordy. I do like the idea of this Eternals type, God sphere, people that are in charge of the magic and science. It's very interesting. Not a lot of action in this issue, but it's got a lot of that Jonathan Hickman big brain sci-fi that I like. So I enjoyed it.
So it's boring.
I mean, if you think it's
so, when you say it's kind of wordy, that's every Hickman book is wordy.
It's the Marvel version of a Christopher Nolan movie. That's the best way. That's actually the best way. I like Christopher Nolan movies. So
Memento, one of the
and
he's ever done.
Valerio Schitti's art is actually, I really like his art style. So
I'm guessing
it's shitty art.
Sheedy.
I'm glad somebody did that.
It was actually the best part of Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy run because he was the artist for that run. He did shiitake mushrooms. I'm pretty sure Vinkman has this. I have the shiny one though. I have the foil. I didn't know this was a thing until I saw it at the comic shop.
Look, there's something wrong with that one too.
What's wrong with this one?
Hold on, guys. I need to say, welcome to our 2 trustee sidekick.
See, you know what I think it is? You said that yours was $6.99, Venkman. Yours
mine's $8.99.
That's
$8.99. The foil.
He's not getting a foil.
Yeah, that's what
I got a foil. It's
Zach,
reflective.
Yeah, graphic man. That's our.
This is your thing. Yeah.
Now, whenever I see that, my first instinct is, "Hey, something's wrong with that." Oh yeah.
Which one are you? Are you the Spectre?
I'm Hawkman.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
So that makes you a chicken hawk?
Bird's eye Breen.
It had to do with the angle of the faces on the screenshots he had of us.
It's very cool. I love this. I have like a big Archives edition magazine like framed on my wall, but this was cool. I actually have something I could read. Now I will say I do have one bone to pick with this, and it's a really weird bone because this is like what, an 80-year-old book.
That Alan wasn't gay?
No, it's that you don't see the team do anything together. It's all like little individual stories about each individual character.
They didn't do that for like another dozen issues.
Yeah.
And then it was only like 1 or 2 because if you read early Justice Leagues, same formula. They would break the teams up in 2 or 3 people at a time. And
they always split up and go into teams.
So that's don't hold your breath for that to change anytime soon.
I'm not, but
the secretary the whole time.
I still like. I just love the cover. I love the retro look of it and everything. I do like the individual stories. The one where the Flash and then like the shark has thought bubbles. That was pretty great.
And the shark says, "Dear God, he's gonna pants me."
And then when, and then like Johnny Thunderbolt is like making like all the food disappear, and everybody's like, "What happened to the food?" Johnny Thunderbolt's pretty fun. All right, we did also got this here. This is Shazam number 5. Actually, this might be my favorite issue so far. I really enjoyed this one. Seeing him like stop the spinning moon was fun. The whole explanation where he's talking about Ted the gorilla and what he did, and at the end he's like, "Thanks for coming to my TED talk." That actually got an audible laugh out of me when I read that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, just really great. I'm kind of surprised that Freddy is this betrayer guy. I don't think he'll be really.
I'm not shocked. If you watch the second movie, he was jealous.
Well, yeah.
If they keep the same personalities of the movie,
yeah, I did also like where Mary noticed that he'd been acting differently, and she was like, "Are you being controlled by the gods?" And then it just shows like all the gods, and Zeus.
Now
is like,
that's
oh,
I gotta say that's in line with her book Mercy she had during is it Night Terror or no the Lazarus
Night Terrors. No, it was Night Terrors where she had the nightmare about Billy going crazy.
Oh no. But
that was Night Terrors.
She had to deal with was it Wonder Woman had to go deal with the gods that were trying to control her. She had to have them. It's already happened.
That might have been Lazarus Planet then.
Yeah, it was the gods they had. The gods side story for Lazarus Planet. I just rolled my eyes because this is just dumb.
I did get a chuckle. There was some chuckles in this. Like was it the Moon Emperor was like, "Man, at least the Doom Patrol treated me with respect." Like that. It was a fun issue. Mark Waid, this is one of my favorites of his.
Well, keeping it true, when the guy throws up the hyperdrive and he's like, "Mary, you touch it." He's like, "No, this is your thing."
All right. We also got this one here. This is Guardians of the Galaxy number 8. The Guardians are not dead. They just got absorbed into Groot, and now they're still alive. Groot has grown to be like a giant spaceship now. But it's pretty cool, actually. He's the giant spaceship, a tree spaceship. But
he's Groot ship.
He's a Groot ship. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, no, this was a really good issue because I remember I was ready to drop this at issue 6. If they were gonna like kill the Guardians, I was ready to drop it. But the Guardians aren't dead yet, so there's no Hulkling or Wiccan stepping in, taking over. So you got the movie team here, and basically they're going to fight Peter Quill's evil stepsister.
I hope it doesn't have a mid-ending like the Captain America one.
I hope that it doesn't end anytime soon like the Captain America one did. All right. Should I go with my favorite, or should I go with the one that's going to get me kicked? I'm going to go with my favorite. We got Transformers #1 right here. I just love staring at this too. Just the detail on this with the dash panel. It's really cool. Yeah, great book. Really loved this one a lot. The Duke first appearance was really cool. It kind of reminded me of Jetfire's first appearance in Void Rivals. Yeah, just a lot of fun. Also, Starscream is just an evil SOB.
He is ruthless.
Slamming people like they're flies and bugs. It's awesome. It's actually really cool. It's
crazy because like I was comparing that to Invincible, and his humor is the same as Kirkman's when he writes that story. I
wonder if he got notes from Kirkman. Maybe Kirkman's the one overseeing this whole thing. So
if it's his boss, and they have to keep in line and be like, so
maybe,
I like it. Maybe he's a fan of Invincible.
I also really like Cliff Jumper. I don't remember liking Cliff Jumper from the cartoon, but I liked Cliff Jumper in this.
That's pretty much the same kind of attitude he had in the cartoon.
Yeah. I read him with Rocket Raccoon's voice, by the way, Venkman. So thank you for that.
Well, so is Starscream too. This is just basically adult versions of G1. They're all really done well, and they're true to their characters. They're just adult, grown-up versions.
Were you reading Starscream as Rocket Raccoon?
No, just Cliff Jumper.
Why? That sounds weird though.
I don't know.
I can't hear him in anything but Casey Kasem's voice.
Hey, it's Cliff Jumper.
Casey Kasem. The only good thing with Casey Kasem is
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Right, Casey Kasem.
Are you kidding me? The only thing good that he did was have his hot daughter.
All right. Let's go ahead with the book that's going to get me kicked.
Okay, I'm getting my foot.
So my question is,
real
quickly, you said it was your favorite. So this is far from being your favorite. If you changed your mind on it,
it's not bad. Like I said, I was entertained by it. I would rank it probably in between Gods and Guardians.
Because I'm going to say other people in LeakCon, because they said they, despite the fact that being as identical to what the other book was, is that they changed the name.
I mean, I could see that. All right, so first of all, let me show what it is in case there's anyone here that actually has no idea what we're talking about.
Warning. If for anybody who might be offended by this, please let us know in the chat by posting either tomatoes, lettuce, BLTs, or apples.
Get your food emojis ready. Even though this shouldn't be a surprise, this was in my top 5 on Tuesday, guys. It's not like I had Thanos or something. Which the artwork for Thanos was actually pretty nice.
I don't know. Is Thanos' book better or worse than this?
I read Thanos. This was better. I read Thanos. I yo-hoed that one. But anyway, we are talking about the new Punisher #1 from David Pepose, art by Dave Wachter.
I suppose he gets a better book.
Okay, so I did read Thanos. Thanos was written by our favorite Christopher Can't Write Well, although the art was really good. I did like the art style. But anyway, so here's the thing. Yes, it's not Frank Castle. It's this new guy. He's like a former Black Ops SHIELD agent who, from what we know, his family gets blown up, gets a hit put on them, and he's like the police's prime suspect. He's out looking for the guy that put a hit on him and his family. It's a lot more Marvel-y than Frank Castle. What I mean by that is like the opening scene is him taking out a bunch of like Negative Man thugs. You see there's talk about like the X-Men's mutant growth hormone. There's talk about Sokovia. There's a lot of Marvel ingredients in this. Whereas Frank, if you read one of the Frank Castle Punishers, it's a lot more grounded in reality. You don't necessarily have a whole bunch of Marvel ingredients necessarily. Even the main villain, who is Mr. Hyde, that was actually pretty cool. I like.
Zach, let's hear your thoughts on the new race swap, gender swap Micro. That's helping him out.
He's the guy, so he's not gender swapped.
It looks like a girl.
It's still a dude. No, it's a dude. He's got a goatee.
That
Doesn't mean anything anymore.
There's a girl that I met just the other day who had a goatee bigger than mine, and it was just Russian.
I know several seniors that I can say the same thing about. But no, Micro didn't bother me. I mean, they introduced him as being his handler from when he was in S.H.I.E.L.D. People compare him to the Punisher because he's got the chest plate. And there's like a witness who saw him. It's like, oh, it looked like a skull. It's Frank Castle. He's back. Which this guy is like, hey, if it has people looking for Frank and not me, then that's cool. The action and the art were really well done. One thing I did really like about this was that David Pepose actually managed to tell a whole story in one issue. There's not a cliffhanger necessarily. It's like a one and done, not a one and done story. He still doesn't know who killed his family.
Based on that cover alone, I go back to early 2000 and where he had Eminem was on the cover of a Punisher book.
He does kind of look like Eminem.
Yeah, one of Eminem was a Punisher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a simple one book story. If you just wanted a one-time faux Punisher story, this is it's not like it goes on for 3 or 4 issues like other heroes.
The problem we have, a lot of us have, if you've already heard this, a lot of people, it's common sense. It feels like an FU to Frank Castle fans because it's basically Frank Castle's story on a light version.
Here's the thing. Jason Aaron did the FU to Frank Castle because he's the one that wrote him as not doing the guns.
But this is an even bigger FU because they said we're not going to bring Frank back, but we'll have someone who looks and acts like Frank for a little bit.
They say they're not going to bring him back. Here's the thing. Remember when Steve Rogers went and became Nomad, and then they brought in U.S. Agent to be like the new Captain America?
Okay, that's for starters. You got your Cap quits being Cap wrong.
Did I get my times wrong on that?
Yeah,
okay.
He quit being Captain America after the first. What was the secret organization thing where the bad guy turned out to be Nixon? What do they call that?
Black Ops?
They've done the story twice. Real big the second time. The Cap story.
Is it the one with Zodiac?
No. That's. Oh God! What the hell was it called?
The second time?
Yeah, well, they've used it twice. The first one was Steve Englehart, where he finds out that the bad guy is literally Nixon, and he kills himself. And Nixon kills himself, so he quits being Cap, becomes Nomad. Then the Red Skull kills the kid that takes his place as Cap, so he decides to be Cap again. The second time, the government he didn't want to work within the government parameters.
Yeah.
They stripped him of the uniform and the shield and gave it to John Walker, and he became the captain and had Tony Stark rig him up a new shield.
My thing is, how did they strip him of his title in Captain America? Because they can't do it. They don't own it.
Yeah, they did. That's the thing. The government did own it because remember, if you go all the way back to the very beginning.
Yeah, but
that's how they did it for the story. But somebody tell me the name of the story. It's the biggest Captain America story. God damn.
I always think of Winter Soldier. That's my go-to.
No, what was the thing they called the thing that what's his name? The guy who wrote Spider-Man that left Substack guy. That stopped
Krasinski?
No. The other one.
Hickman, right?
No, the guy undid since passed. The guy made Cap a Nazi.
Oh, Nick Spencer.
Yeah.
Hydra Cap?
Yeah, what did they call that storyline?
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire, thank you.
Okay.
First Secret Empire was in the mid-'70s.
Okay.
But the difference between that is, you're right, Steve Rogers, was a hero when he was killed. He was a hero when he came back, blah, blah. Venkman's right about this. This is a fuck you to people that like the Punisher. So it's like, here's a Punisher for the audience we want. The kind that consumes every MCU product and says, thank you. Can I have some more gruel, please? And if they accidentally hook somebody with, that likes comics like Zach, they'll take it. But I said, if they had done this book, if they hadn't character assassinated Frank Castle, I might have bought this because everything that you described, it sounds fairly generic, but it doesn't sound offensive either.
Yeah, right.
But given what they did to the character, fuck you, Marvel. You're not getting a penny.
You're basically saying that these people are Kevin Bacon in Animal House, right?
I
have another.
I yo-ho this because I was curious to see how bad it was going to be, and it said it's a very mid story.
It's not an earth-shattering. It's not a phenomenal first issue.
The Punisher was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
It entertained me. It did what I think a comic is supposed to do at like a bare minimum level. Like Breen said, it's nothing offensive about it. There's nothing super jarring or really even super controversial. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, and it wasn't like a $10 issue one, so I guess it has that.
Course correcting, I'd come in and have 90s Punisher just execute this guy right on the spot.
Look, for real, if David proposed, if they let him do that and have Frank come in like 5 issues later, and Frank comes in, he wants his rollback and just like pops the guy in the head, that'll be the greatest plot twist ever.
Well, I actually don't think the greatest. So hold on.
Probably won't. It probably won't. 99 out of 100, it will not happen.
So Zach, even better. This guy gets whacked, and then we see him on the ground, and they see 2 feet appear with a trench coat, and it's Frank.
Yeah,
it's Frank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's Frank Castle, he comes back and he wants to be like the only Punisher in town. I don't have room for legacy heroes, and just like pops the guy.
Well,
Ash as the Punisher.
Frank doesn't have to kill him.
Is the legacy character though.
Frank doesn't have to kill him. This guy ends up being an amateur, gets himself popped, and then Frank has to clean up his mess.
This only happens if the industry listens to Mark Millar, or
if John Bernthal comes back, because John Bernthal ain't going to be playing no S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. He's coming back to play Frank.
I want Punisher versus Nemesis. Okay.
Look, if
Nemesis wins,
if Marvel doesn't course correct in the MCU, also, they won't bring him back.
Oh no, they won't.
Because if they, it seems to me like they don't want the movie-going audience they had for the first 10 years anymore either. Sorry, Fabian.
Yeah. I saw he actually responded to me. He said,
Frank Castle Punisher does not fit in anywhere in the MCU, so they'll never have him in there. I'm surprised that they're even going to put Blade in there, because Blade does not fit anywhere in the MCU.
Well, you've heard all the drama going on about that Mustafa Ali, whatever his name is, has almost walked because he was supposed to be like the 4th lead in the book.
Well, apparently they changed that, and I guess they're going to start filming soon if they haven't already done so. Now that the strike's over,
the actors can go back to work. They can go back to playing make-believe now and get paid millions more dollars.
I guess John Bernthal might be coming back to the new Daredevil Born Again story.
Yeah, the Born Again. I think he would be coming back.
But I said, I'm glad they fired everybody who was on the original writing team for this new one, and with hopes that it might be a better writing story, because I don't want no freaking She-Hulk crap.
Bring back Foggy, cowards. Okay. I do have some back issues and some collections. I also got some books from one of E's auctions in today.
But let me say one thing real quick before you start.
Yeah, go for it.
In regards to what, because it sounds like you got another snarky Fabian response.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, comic book industry. Tell me again how you're not trying to get rid of people that don't agree with you in lockstep politically. Yeah, tell us about that again. Like I said, you're someone, he's arguing with someone who pays money to consume this shit to placate people who don't. Check that math, Fabian. All right.
All right.
Anyway, going on here, we got some books from one of E's auctions here. So I've got Jupiter's Legacy Requiem.
Nice.
Speaking of Mark Millar, and it's another foil. I'm collecting a lot of foils these days.
Dude, I almost picked up the whole run of Empire. Or Empress, sorry.
Oh, Empress? Yeah, I have a trade of Empress. I think I showed it off.
I had a chance to get like the original, all the issues for like $13 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't want to spend that much money, so I just put it back.
Yeah. I got mine for my trade. It was only like $15-16. We also got Batman and Captain America by John Byrne.
Oh. Did you win it?
No, not yet. I just picked this up in the mail today. I just got it delivered today. So maybe this puts me back in the good graces of comic book reading. It's like, okay, there's Punisher and Ryan North,
nice.
but then here's John Byrne, Captain America. I feel like this tips the scales.
Have you read it before, Zach?
No, I have not read this one. No,
you are in for a treat, man. That thing is a lot of fun.
I do love John Byrne. I also got a variant for Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern #1.
Nice,
because I am a simp for Jeremy Adams and Hal Jordan.
We could have just stopped before Green Lantern.
No, I'm not a simp. I'm just a simp for certain things. Some bwahaha. I can't believe it's not the Justice League.
You ever read that?
I've read bits and pieces of it. Not this. Both I don't know if I've gotten this far. I flipped through it. It looks like a lot of fun. I like this lineup.
Totally a lot of fun. It
was a revisiting of that.
Yeah, it's a revisiting.
They did it twice. Unfortunately, one of the 2 times was at the same time Max Lord was shooting Beetle in the head in the main continuity, which
I can't believe it's not the Justice League. And what was
Giant Nort? Kaiju Nort. Yeah, this looks like I'm gonna enjoy it, and of course it's Giffen and DeMatteis, so you can't beat it.
Okay, now, what's the other one called? Oh, it's killing me.
I'm trying. Well, you just saw my memory lapstick. I'm gonna come up with it. Jesus Christ! If your guys' names weren't up, I'd be fucked.
We got this is Avengers Invaders, Marvel and Dynamite.
I just read the first 2 issues of that.
Hey, Gail Simone, notice me. Look, it's that costume that you want us to go back to that I agree with you on.
No.
I just noticed that
Kelly Sue set her straight.
Oh, did she really?
Oh, yeah.
See, she has me blocked, so I can't see the interactions. Somebody find it and screenshot it and send it to me.
How do you get blocked these people?
I got blocked by Gail Simone, and then she unblocked me, and then she blocked me again.
I feel like you guys just pick fights with people.
You're so blockable that she had to unblock you to do it again.
I've never picked a fight with Gail Simone.
Formerly known as the Justice League. Thanks.
Formerly known as the Justice League. Yeah, this is. I think I read issues of this back when it was being printed, but I've never read the whole story. And now since I have this appreciation for the Invaders,
just awesome. I love that cover.
Alex Ross.
A little lower.
That is an awesome cover.
A little higher. Stop. Now push it towards the camera. Zoom in. There you go. No.
Torch.
To your left. Right there.
I showed. That was the first thing I showed. Oh, you want to see Spider-Man with his junk hanging out? Oh, sorry. Captain America's hand is covering it. Sorry.
Censorship from
Captain America said nope.
And then, man,
I'm just gonna say that is Alex Ross teasing the spider crotch.
Yeah, it was a tease. And then speaking of Captain America, John Byrne, the book that I just previously showed, I finally got my hands on book 1 of his Wonder Woman run.
Nice.
Ooh, that's hardcover, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hardcover. And they had volumes. I think they have volumes 2 and 3 at the bookstore too. So when I'm done with this, I can go back and get other ones. This is a phenomenal Wonder Woman. And the back.
Did he take over for Perez, or was there somebody in between? Breen?
That's a Breen question. Do you know? Did John Byrne take over straight from George Perez, or was there somebody between them?
There was a couple years between that. He took over for I think Loebs and Diodato.
Okay, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, I have an issue of the Loebs Diodato run. Diodato was actually really good with Wonder Woman. Of course, I also like Diodato's art in general. Then I also got 2 manga this week. There was the new volume of Spy Family. This is volume number 10 with a little orphan boy. So that's kind of sad.
Isn't that a Christmas song? Little Orphan Boy?
No, Little Drummer Boy is the Christmas song, which I listened to on the radio today.
You should hear Christopher Lee's version of that. The actor?
Yeah, he's dead, though.
I know, but he's got a heavy metal version of Little Drummer Boy.
Awesome. He was a heavy metal player. Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And then the last one I got is the new volume of One Piece. This is volume 104. So I won't show off the cover too much. There's a pretty big spoiler on there, but it's been out for a while. So anyway, that is all of my books. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to read all of these collections and trades, but yeah, it's a good week. It was a good week.
I just responded to one of Gail Simone's tweets because I'm not blocked because I'm a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy, Gail. Notice me, senpai.
Of course, it was about the new Rolling Stones album, but
I'll respond. So wait, what did Kelly Sue tell her about the old Miss Marvel?
It was like, Gail.
Did she actually say that, or are you just pulling?
Oh no! It was basically, what are you doing, Gail? Are you trying to leave the collective, Gail? And
I think Gail was just accurate. I think she's trying to subtly get out of all this.
Thank for your Gail. You've written way better books than Kelly Sue DeConnick can even dream of.
I would say she has done a lot of she's done a lot of irreparable damage, but
who, DeConnick or Simone?
No, Simone. But I think if she could make a clean break from all that shit, I think she would jump ship in a heartbeat. I think she's scared to do it. Because that writer when she took over for Chuck Dixon, if they hadn't changed the name in the credits, you wouldn't have noticed for about 25 issues. That's how good it was. And her output before Twitter, Gail Simone was good because it was only after Twitter that she suddenly had a problem with quote unquote fridging.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's like, I don't think she's strong enough to break free, but if she, but I think she would if she could.
Villains United was the best Infinite Crisis lead-in book, and Secret Six after that was incredible.
All right, children.
So it's weird. I'm still blocked by Gail, but I can see her post because Kelly Sue DeConnick actually does not have me blocked. So I'm able to see her response, and she's like, "I can never tell when you're trolling, but I'll bite. It's a lovely design."
Yeah, so who is going next?
I guess I can.
All right.
And Freddie Mercury can break free, by the way. So.
He did your apartment.
Yeah, like I said, I was meaning to. I've got stuff.
What's the temperature in there? What you got that heater up to right now?
In my apartment?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why?
90? Well, you're in Alaska. So.
No, I've got it's in the, I live on the top floor, so the people below me have the heat on, so it rises a little bit. I think it's only in I keep it in like the 50s or something like the 60s.
Oh, wow.
And it's only 32 degrees out, so it's, But, okay, I've got 7 books this week. And starting with number 7, you guys were talking about a bad story earlier and then bad art. So this is going to show you what the two of them together can do. Creep Show number 3. I do not know what happened to this book. I think the person who wrote this first book was on a very, very bad sort of drug trip. And then the person who drew it was as well. And if you look at how this is just
it wasn't too bad.
Really bad.
Is it new?
It made no sense. It made absolutely no sense.
Is this a new story or is this like a throwback?
No, it's there's 2 stories per book on just this new issue, on these new issues. And then there is the second one is the art's better, but it was an entirely predictable story with a kind of like a kaiju octopus, and it was not good. And so I'm basically just made me want to quit this book, but we'll see. Number 6. I know I was going to quit Batman, but they pulled it out of they had it in my box and I just bought it without thinking, and it's a new storyline and it's not an improvement. It's got him against Batman. He's in an apartment now, I guess, because he's supposedly separated from the Bat family now.
Well, no, he lost the mansion. He lost his money. So
yeah, I knew that. But then he was in a brownstone.
Yeah,
but now he's not in the brownstone anymore.
Oh,
and he has to go and dress as somebody else or something like that. And now he's and then they have the Abazunar, however you pronounce it. They're having him fight a bunch of those guys or something. I really have no idea what it's.
I pretty much dropped all the Batman books.
Yeah,
I'm kind of done.
Yeah, I'm done. But I meant to be, but then they just got it out of habit, and because it was in my poll. Okay, number 5 is Hunt for the Skinwalker. I got number 1, read it, loved it. I guess I missed number 2 because I was reading this one, and I don't know what the hell is going on. So I guess I'm just going to wait for the trade because I'm lost.
Do you get your books a week later than everybody else? Or
No. We are. It used to be that way up until a few, like 10 or 15 years ago. Now we're, and then this is number 4. Yes. Superman number 78. Superman 78 number 1.
That's a good.
He got that cover you like, Vinkman.
the action figure, Todd McFarlane action figure.
Yes, I like that. I was
gonna say, is that the only one left, or did you actually go for that?
I just went through them all and said I like this one.
It's interesting, but I mean, now you get to buy the figurine now.
No.
Have a side by side.
But I did like that. That was good. I didn't get the original story, but I do like this one, so it was pretty good.
The first one is a Brainiac story. This one seems it's going to be like a Metallo.
Metallo, yes. Which is completely the opposite way that I was thinking of going. I think I mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
Was that I thought it was going to be a either a Russian Superman or a Nuclear Man type thing.
Yeah, that's weird thinking Nuclear Man on Tuesday. We're like, makes sense.
And then someone else asked in the chat a little earlier, says, what if I go nowhere? I'm still there. I'm assuming that's in reference to the quote on my thing.
Yeah.
But number 3, What If Dark? The Tomb of Dracula.
Ooh, the Marv Wolfman book.
I almost picked it up, but I put it back because I'm like, I want to read the original stuff.
This, not bad. It was pretty good. They've got Blade in there. They've got it all and stuff like that. It wasn't bad at all. Number 2, Madness, or as I call it, Our House.
In the middle of the street?
Yes.
Our mom, she's so house proud. Nothing ever slows her down, and a mess is not allowed.
Thank you for getting that, people. I thought you, Breen, I thought you were going to be the only one who'd get that reference, but I'm glad some of the younger guys got it too. But good book. And my number 1, and I will pick these up without even thinking twice about it. If it comes out, I get it. Count Crowley, Mediocre Midnight Monster Hunter, number 1. This is volume 3.
Nice.
It's such a fun book. Do you guys know anything about it?
I read a synopsis about it, but I mean, other than that, I never really read any of them.
Okay, so the basic story is the girl here, she was a news reporter who had a certain problem with liquids, if you understand what we're throwing down.
Mm-hmm.
Same problem that I had and all that stuff. And she goes to
you went under a bridge for after a while. You get used to that, though.
Yes. She went to a, Renaissance fair to do a story on this. There was this group of people who had this mead that was really famous. And so she went there and to do a story on it and found out that it was just boxed wine. And she got all sloshed and ripped them on TV and got fired. And her brother owns the TV station, and she just she was so far in bad graces. He's like, okay, I want to give you one more chance. Our local horror host, Count Crawley, he disappeared. We want you take this over. And at first she's like, no. But then she needed the money, so she took it. And it turns out that Count Crawley not only was a horror host, but he actually was a real monster hunter too. And nice. So it's actually a fun series. I recommend it.
Not too bad.
The only problem is that she stopped drinking. You got to have your heroes. You got to, your heroes let you down.
So there was a Hack Slash book out this week too, as well.
There was?
Yeah, but it wasn't called Hack Slash. They just guest appeared in another book, though. It's a crossover event.
I've got to go in tomorrow and check it out.
I didn't see.
We will see that momentarily.
Damn it!
All right.
I love Hack Slash. I love her.
Jay, are we going to get a face reveal?
For me, no.
I like how she's a practitioner.
Hold on. Let me just put up on full screen for his photo. I mean, he doesn't want anybody to know that he looks like Angleton Jr., okay?
No, I don't care about that. It's just, man, I'm not. You can put the picture up. I don't care.
I was kidding. I don't have the picture.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
I don't want a virus.
Do you want to do your books, Jay? I mean, we can put your avatar up there.
Well, I only got Transformers this week, and then and Cosmic Boy 1 through 4, the old Cosmic Boy.
By the way, good series. That Moran will back me up on that.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I just finished it today.
That whole Legends series, all those crossovers, right. Highly recommend. Get all the books and read them in order because you don't need to, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, especially the Legion stuff.
All right. Start with the dishonorable mention.
You actually got it. I'm so shocked because you said no the first time.
Yule recommended it on his Tuesday show. The takeaway from that is don't watch Yule's show.
Was that wrong about this or was that right? Was that right about this or was that right?
Are you saying
horrible?
Are you saying don't watch it because you'll regret it?
Yes, you'll regret it. Only watch it when Joe and I eulogize past creators.
That's okay. I have a Heath bar, so I feel better.
You should have a eulogy for that book.
And Yule didn't think of that because he was calling us something else. And I said, how could you have missed something that obvious? Anywho, yeah, Zoe Thorogood, who does the new Hack Slash, has one of the stories in this, and they're not clever. There are no twists. It's just not good. Anyway, I mean, it's a cool cover, but that's Count Dante, the deadliest man alive. If you don't believe me, just pick up any Marvel comic from 1975 and go about halfway through. Nothing special, but it's fun. And like I said, I don't know who this is for because if you're not my age, you don't know who in the F Count Dante was.
I'm your age, and I don't know who the F Count
You're
Dante
not. Well, no, I think I got you by a handful of years. So this was, he was. The ads for his kung fu school were in like almost every 1975 Marvel comic. Turns out most of it was fake. He was a drunk. He was dead by 1970.
Oh, he was a real guy?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, that being said, I want more ads for those comic books to be turned into comic books.
Oh, but the ads in this, the insult that made a man out of Mac, instead of getting big muscles, he just sends away for a tire iron and he beats the bully to death on the beach. Those are the kind of ads. I was like you could send away for sea drunkies or something like that. There's a bunch of drunk sea monkeys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. All right. So number 5, Sheena is a punk rocker.
Yeah,
it's a good cover too.
Yeah.
Shop didn't have a cover. I was so pissed off. I was like, really?
This is fun. It's a crisp editing and packaging. Important in a comic book.
I'm curious where it's going to go over the story because at this point it was just kind of like a filler episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of 5-issue series does tend to do that or 5 or 6 when you are writing for the trade. So yeah, not a whole lot happened in that. This was a recommendation from the editor and packager of Sheena. So I had to stop out the store today. So I said, all right, I'll give this a shot. And you're right, Ben. This is fun. I mean, I said this is absolutely the Christopher Reeve movie, Superman, even down to Clark Kent going like that when he's in the background.
Oh yeah, the byline thing they say at the same time. He's like, she gives him a look. The marketer.
Yeah, that's what I said. I enjoy that, and I figure it allows me to practice my selective hypocrisy. It's not in continuity DC.
Well, the only thing the only letdown on both those Superman 78 series is that Gary Frank did not do the art. Or I know he's not at DC anymore, and I guess he wasn't there when the first one came out. But man, he was tailor made for that, and it's a shame he wasn't on them.
Yeah, well, you know what though, I agree. Yeah, but I didn't like the way he made Superman look like Christopher Reeve in the regular continuity. I would have loved it in something like this.
Right. Yeah.
Number 3, Scarlet Couture. This is just a fun romp. I have enjoyed this. It's as lighthearted as a series that a couple people were killed in can be, if that makes any sense. I mean,
yeah,
you do see comedies where characters are killed.
It's like She Spies.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I said this is an I mean, is there going to be another betrayal, or are we going to find? Is there another twist left? I'm guessing there may be.
Our long lost brother, that we didn't know about, is now here.
I said this. I highly recommend this. I wished I'd gotten the earlier series. Might have to find them someday. But number 2, Santos Sisters Halloween Special.
Yep.
There's your Hack Slash and Mercy Sparks.
Okay, because I just called my shop and they said they didn't have anything about Hack Slash. So now I know the title, so I can go look for it tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, what caught my eye was this is the trade dress of the Archie Giants.
Yep. And
in the 70s, and these were 60s and 70s.
There's a Scooby Gang in there.
And
right?
I don't know who are the Santos sisters. I mean, I know who the Sasko sisters are, but
yeah.
And it's all done in the Archie house style, so it's fun, and and it's kind of expensive, but the price was clever, $6.66.
And Wiki Feet, that's something that Quentin Tarantino likes posting on a lot.
And number 1, no surprise, Enfield Gang Massacre. Vagman reviewed that quite nicely, so it's. Kids, you're missing. If you're not getting this series, why aren't you getting this series? This is phenomenal. This is I can see that. I don't have a problem with anybody that put Transformers over this, because if you're of a certain age,
yeah,
that is right in your wheelhouse. But as far as like just a fantastic comic book that people will probably be reading, years from now and talking about years from now, this has a shot at being one of them.
How many issues are they deep into that?
This is number 4.
Four. I think it's 5 or 6 issues.
I think it's 6. I think I read that.
So whenever I look at the art and just reading the story, the feeling it's like reading a Class Illustrated story back in the day.
So I also got the All-Star Comics.
Nice.
Issue 3 facsimile.
Wait, that's not the right one. The right one's behind you, right on top of the sofa.
Well, I know. That's right. Remember, kids. Every Wednesday at 8 on the Graphic Man channel. A handful of us are still on. Jambo, Strange Life, Graphic, myself, and Gratu are still on pretty regularly.
Poor Rod. He got stuck with Alan Scott.
Is RDV going to end up being the Johnny Thunderbolt?
Myers, we found out Myers been surfing for months.
Oh, wow.
And, Rod does the Saturday morning show now. And, Steve, Charlotte 66, has just had some things come up that's kept him off.
Wait, you're blocking the great one? How dare you?
Mark
you know what's behind there.
Marco Chavez.
I thought you were going to say Gil Kane. No, America Chavez. Natural treasure.
Wonder Woman #1 facsimile also.
Ooh, cool.
My shop had that too, but I
saw that one. Yeah,
I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan, so it's like to me, it's like cool to
sexist.
have it. No, I'm saying the stories were not that great to me, appealing to me.
Well, they were sexual too. It was early.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked into what's his name, man, that guy was a freak.
Totally.
Yeah, and the way you could beat her in the beginning, you like tie her up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. He was into bondage.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So I did not get the new. I did not get it this week.
And
I missed a few actually.
I don't have any back issues, but I did get this last Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
15 Hitchcock
I'm
movies.
so glad you didn't cover the top two words.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if it's a rights issues, but it has the last 5 movies that he made, which I kind of take or leave, and there's some older ones like Dial M for Murder, I Confess, things like that aren't on here. But yeah, I said this was a very cool. Friend of mine that upgraded. I gotta do this every time. I gotta do the homage to Night Shift. Where the fuck is 4K? So he gave me a Blu-ray.
I'm just saying, we already have 1. I don't need 4 LKs.
Oh God, no. 4K, not LK. I would argue we don't need the one we have.
4K is like the much higher standard version of LK.
I mean,
LK is at the
4K, and you get Zach and a leftover.
And Sunday nights here, you can check us out and Geeky Puppet Show. We have 7:15 p.m. and then the next one is around 8:30 Central. Can I just like end the stream?
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna mute myself.
It's not. You don't like being interrupted, do you, Vinkman?
Zach. Hey, what's this? A mute button? Oh, look, it works.
Oh.
No. So now you distracted me. Okay. So tomorrow night, 2 readings on Friday nights starting at 7:15 p.m. Central, also on Sundays as well. And then check us back again on Tuesdays and Thursdays where we talk about the books of the week. And so, yeah, that's it. So with that being said, have a good night, guys. And always.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.